From Cookham, our political editor, Tim Donavon, reports.
Riz, I should probably start with a health warning, which is that if you want balance, then this may not be your tipple tonight, because, whisper it quietly, people rather like their local MP, Theresa May. And many people we've been speaking to here and elsewhere today are feeling that she's been rather badly done by. We went to 3 venues in the constituency to try and get a flavour of what people are feeling. One thing this area isn't short of is posh nosh. This is Heston Blumenthal's pub. Just down there, his 3 Michelin-starred Fat Duck, the grey building, just getting a delivery. A lot of Christmas parties here today. Christmas jumpers all round. We're just asking people what they feel about Theresa May and the challenge to her leadership.
My thoughts are, what an incredible lady, and I think she deserves to come through this. Whether you agree with what she's doing is another matter, but I think she deserves to come through this, just for resilience in a really tough time.
Do you think MP should back her?
I do, 100%. You've got to back her. You've got to now make this happen.
Looking forward to a good Christmas lunch?
I am. Thank you, guys.
Nobody else can do a better job right now, I think, to be fair. I think it's a sad situation. Everyone stabbed her in the back.
I think it's, to use a word, moronic. I think at this state of affairs, I think it's sort of very self-serving and not in the national interest. I think that's it's an important thing to remember.
When she's filmed in her constituency, it's usually here. She attends regularly St Andrew's Church. She lives very nearby.
If she goes, I think that it will bring even more uncertainty at a time when we've got the most uncertainty we've ever had. So I'm not sure that would necessarily be the right thing for us right now. What will that ultimately lead to? We try and do this all again?
If she loses today, then we're in limbo again, aren't we, as a country, until we know who the next leader is.
As someone who doesn't vote Conservative, does it matter to you whether she wins tonight or not, or someone else replaces her?
I'm not overly fussed. And if someone replaces her, they replace her. They might do a better job and they might bring new things in, but...
You haven't been a great fan of hers. Riz, Andy Evans thinks he knows. We don't really know how London's MPs are going to play this. Half a dozen or so of the 25 Conservative MPs in London haven't come back to us. We're presuming they may vote against her, but the vast majority of the others we think are going to vote for her. Anyway, back here, Romy, the head chef. Theresa May drops in here quite a lot, apparently, to judge competitions and things.
She's been here for some bake-offs. She's been here for some Christmas fairs and Christmas parties and things like that. So she's a useful MP for us, and she's very charitable that way around.
What do you feel about what she's going through tonight?
I think it's part and parcel of being a politician, so things may be tough for her. They are tough for all of them.
Was it something, though, that you don't mind has happened? Do we need someone else?
The politics of it isn't really where I'm concerned. I'm just much more concerned about the level of uncertainty that comes across. So from a business point of view, we'd like just a stable government. Stable government means growth for our industry, and that's what I want.
A lot of people here for you tonight, so we know we have to let you go. Let's talk to some of the people who are here drinking tonight. What do you feel about what she's going through tonight?
I think it's shockingly disloyal and a time of crisis for the country, and they are behaving abominably.
It's very difficult for me to find people here today who have a bad word to say about her.
Yeah, I think she's stepped up in a very difficult situation and is being let down, really, in my personal view, as a human being, all of us in this situation.
Any sense from you, though, she has had a long time to try and negotiate this deal? There's a lot of unhappiness in her own party. That means she's time for someone new, isn't it?
I don't think so. She's in a lose-lose situation. She can't please anybody, let alone all of her party. So I think what they've done is actually appalling, I think.
Really good to talk to you. Let's talk finally to Simon Dudley, who's the leader of the local council, Windsor and Maidenhead. You know her so well. What's your feeling been today?
Well, it's undoubtedly been a tough day for the Prime Minister, but I think when you speak to people around the constituency, you can see how supportive they are and what a great job that she's been doing in very challenging circumstances.
I've just said to those guys as well, I've been saying it all day, very hard to find people who won't say anything about her, but there is so much uncertainty about her in the party, isn't there?
Well, now is the time for the party to rally around the Prime Minister and allow her to do what she's there to do, what she's dedicated to do, which is to get the country the best possible deal as we leave the EU.
Do you think she's going to win, if you're really honest?
Yeah, absolutely, I think she's going to win. And then people to put their differences to one side, get behind her, and let's focus on the best interests of everyone in this country.
Simon Dudley, Simon Dudley. Who knows which way it's going to go, Riz? Back to you.